Hey dog heads, welcome to another chill sit down video where I'll be talking about some dog breeds, my knowledge on some of my favourites and why I love them. This list was so hard to pick a top 10 of my favourites because, don't get me wrong, I love all dogs, but I wanted to do some of my favourites and why, and some reasons why I think you should have them as a family pet. So if I had to pick in no particular order, these are my top 10 favourite dog breeds. As I said before, these are in no particular order, but if I had to put them in order, I could not possibly decide because most of them are pretty equal anyway. For the first dog on this list, we have the most classic dog breed, the Labrador. Now, of course, this is a little bit biased because Chase is half Labrador, but what can I say? And what dog person doesn't love a lab, right? So, Labradors were originally bred for fishermen assistants. So they would grab that cork and bring it ashore, dragging all the fish in for their owners. Nowadays, they are most commonly used as disability assistant dogs or just your common family-friendly companion. Labradors are loving, affectionate, and people-pleasing dogs who just want to please their owners, and they will do anything for food, which makes them really easy to train. I don't think I've ever met an aggressive Labrador ever. They're always just so friendly and always up for a cuddle. Next up on my list, it would only be fair to add Chase's other half, and that is the Border Collie. Border Collies were originally bred for herding cattle on a farm, and they still do an amazing job of that to this day. I would love to have a farm Border Collie one day when I'm older and have my own hobby farm with all my 20 dogs and have the Border Collies bring in the sheep at night. I think it would be so fun to train them to do this and then have them do it all by themselves. Would just be the best and most rewarding feeling ever. Border Collies are extremely energetic and have great stamina, so unless you have a huge backyard and to make sure they have a really good amount of exercise every day, I would think twice about getting one. They are known to be really sensitive as well, so it is really important that you socialise them well as puppies, otherwise they can get a bit snappy with other dogs. Apart from that, I absolutely love them and their drive to work hard and impress their owners, and they're just such good working dogs. They're always eager to learn more and so easy to train as well. Honestly though, let your imagination run wild when teaching these guys tricks. As long as they're physically able to do it, you can teach it to them. Next on my list is also a little bit of a bias because it's Chase's girlfriend Abby, the Golden Retriever. I also had a request from That's So Sania. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please correct me if I am. And she asked me to do everything you need to know before getting a Golden Retriever video. Let me know if you would like more information. Golden Retrievers were originally used for retrieving, that's where they get their name, birds that have been taken down by their owners, which were hunters. But now they are just common companions, beautiful family-friendly dogs. The only bad thing I can think of about a Golden is the hair. They molt so much hair and you have to keep them brushed nicely and groomed nicely so they don't get matted because it can be really bad for them and painful when you do try to get those bad mats out. But apart from that, I think they are the most lovable dogs and they are just so charming. They almost look royal. Again, same with the Labradors. I don't think I've ever met an aggressive Golden. I think they would only ever growl over food when another dog tries to steal their food or over a little toy. But it all does depend on the individual dog, their personality and how they've been brought up. Next, we have my big fluffy favourites, the Bernese Mountain Dog. The Bernese Mountain Dog was an all-purpose farm dog, mainly for protecting the farm, herding the cattle, and pulling milk carts to the local dairy. Now they are just big, fluffy, friendly giants who use their weight against you. If they don't want to go to the vet or get in the car, they'll let you know and it'll be very difficult for you to get them in the car. We had one at work that didn't want to move wherever we wanted them to go, and we had to use 3 of us to push him into the room that we needed him to be in, and it was very funny. As hard as it was very, very cute. If you can't tell already, I have such a soft spot for big dogs, and they can be so powerful if they want to be, but they decide not to, and most of them are quite friendly. I just love the idea of having a huge dog that could take you down if they wanted to, but you can have a dog that is 5 times your strength completely under your control. I think that's awesome. But yeah, I'll definitely be getting a Bernese Mountain Dog when I'm older. They are definitely on the bucket list. Next up, we have the English Mastiff. Mastiffs go way back into medieval times. It says here that they were used for sports such as bear baiting, bull baiting, lion baiting, and dog fighting, as well as for hunting and guarding purposes. They are very similar to bull mastiffs, but the only difference I would say is The English Mastiff has a much droopier face and they are much larger as well, whereas Bull Mastiffs are more similar to a boxer, more energetic, a bit more agile. I also love boxers, I love their personalities, but for my liking, the bigger the better. I don't know why, that's just me. Anyway, I think English Mastiffs are great nature dogs with a lot of courage, calmness and affection. Although they are quite protective of their families, I guess that can be a good thing in some cases. But it can be trained out of them if that's what you prefer. We're moving on to the almighty German Shepherd. I love these guys so much because of how strong and courageous they are. Originally, they were bred for herding and guarding purposes. Nowadays, I'm sure you have all seen, they are most commonly used as police dogs and companions, of course. I think it would be so cool to be in the police force and have my companion dog sniff out the bad guys, chase them and hunt them down, and it's definitely a career path that I've had in the back of my mind. I think German Shepherds are so courageous, confident, fearless and obedient dogs. And I've seen how they can be so extremely loyal to their owners. I also love them for their gorgeous temperaments if trained well, especially in the police force when they're the policeman's partner and help him fight crime. They're very hardworking dogs and I can tell that they definitely love their job. Next, I have a little bit of a soft spot for these guys, but it is the Gordon Setter, or also the Irish Setter. At the old kennels I worked at, which was my first job, there was a Gordon Setter there and he was my absolute bestie. I loved him as my own and he was so precious and always down for a cuddle. He was the calmest, most well-behaved dog that was there, and because of him, they have become one of my favourite breeds. Again, same as most of these dogs, they were originally bred for hunting purposes in the medieval times. They were trained to find birds and then set, meaning to lie down and stay still while the hunters threw the net over the dog and the bird to make sure that they capture the bird. They are very affectionate dogs and are known to be quite independent, although they do need a lot of consistency in grooming because they have such long, beautiful, soft coats. If that gets left unattended, that'll get super matted and super uncomfortable for the dog. This is why they are also commonly used as show dogs today, because they have those beautiful coats to show off if groomed properly. Now we're going to jump to a completely different breed, especially in size. Personally, I don't usually favour smaller dogs, but I cannot get over how cute these guys are. And that is the little wiener boys, the Dachshunds. These little guys have so much personality for their tiny little bodies, and they're always making me laugh because they think they are so tough and they're always bossing around the bigger dogs that are 10 times their size. And they absolutely rule when playing with other dogs. At least they think they do. These little guys were originally bred for sniffing out badgers, digging into their burrows and pulling them out and retrieving them for their hunters. They are such lively, brave little suckers, and I just adore their stumpy little legs as they run around and their long bodies as they trot around like they own the place. It is just adorable. We're nearly there, guys, and next up is a dog that I also have a little bit of a bias for because he is one of the family dogs on my mum's side. He is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, or as we call them, Cabbies. His name is Buddy and we love him to pieces. I love the Cabbies' big boggly eyes and their little short snouts. It just makes them so funny looking, but in the cutest way. Their soft coats make them great snuggle buddies, and I love playing with Buddy's big fluffy ears. Cabbies were used for hunting once upon a time, but due to their figure, they weren't very good at it. So now they are just your typical fat, lazy, loud snoring family pet that we all love today. They are very affectionate dogs who love their snuggles and can be very playful, with their tails always wagging, although they do not appreciate rough handling most of the time. These guys are super cute and it always makes me so happy when I see one walking down the street. Last but not least, I know I said it's so hard for me to pick my top 10 favourites, but I do promise the first 9 were in no particular order. But I did save the best till last. These guys have to be my all-time favourites. It is, drumroll please, the Great Dane. I said I love big dogs and I mean it. I used to do horse riding and I love horses and they're the closest dog breed to a horse, so I guess that's why I love them. These big beauties have my heart because of their gentle, sweet personalities. Their size tends to make them look scary to some people, but they are the biggest sweethearts. They are just gentle giants. And I feel like they show so much emotion, they almost have human facial expressions. Great Danes were bred in Germany to protect the country and hunt down wild boars. That is a big pig. So that has to be a dog with a lot of power. Although they probably wouldn't be very good at taking down a wild boar today. Nowadays they are a common show dog, but are mainly seen as gentle giants as a family companion. And I would love more than anything to own one day. Top of my bucket list. These guys are just beautiful. Well, there you have it guys, my top 10 favourite breeds from so many different categories and options to choose from. This was a long video, but if you liked it and would enjoy more videos like this where I talk about dog breeds, let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to give me ideas on what you would like to hear me talk about in my next sit and chat videos. Give this video a big thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye now.